Hey, what's going on? You know who it is, you know what it is. All right, you guys, peep game. All right, man. So I wanted to get a couple of videos in before I go to sleep because as you guys know, I work the swing to graveyard shift. I work swing into graveyard. So, um, you know, as I'm getting ready to prepare to head to Las Vegas to cover the Shakur Stevenson fight, I have more for you coming up later on. But let me talk some basketball. You know, me being 47 years old, as far as basketball go, I got to see basketball transition into different eras from Larry Bird, Magic Johnson to Michael Jordan, then to Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, Allen Iverson, those type of guys, and then LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, some of those guys, to the next generation, which is going to be guys like Giannis and, Devin Booker, guys like that, Ja Morant. So it always comes down to generation to generation. So I'm basically giving you guys pretty much 40 years of basketball history. Now, as far as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar go, I got to see Kareem in his, I got to see enough of Kareem and make the assessment that he was a phenomenal player, But, Kareem was well into his, career when I really got into basketball. So, like I said before, I saw all the great ones play. Now, I'm going to say this about Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley was a sensational basketball player. You cannot take that away from him. Now, as far as do I like Charles Barkley, the person, absolutely fucking no. Because Charles Barkley have said some damaging stuff. He's shown some inconsistencies with his outside criticism. I thought he was very hypocritical in some of the comments he made towards Will Smith and other people and just other things. I don't really care too much for Charles Barkley, the person. Now, I know some of you Charles Barkley groupies going to be like, he doesn't care what you think, and I don't give a fuck about you not caring what I think or Charles Barkley not caring what somebody like me thinks. But I think sometimes when Charles Barkley criticizes players, his assessment, I think it's legit, but then sometimes I do detect a little envy because Charles Barkley couldn't get it done. And he's really hard on guys that win rings, especially how they win rings, because he never won one. But there is some hypocrisy in some of the things Charles Barkley says. Now he's beefing with Kevin Durant, and I said what I needed to say about Kevin Durant. But the thing is that pissed me off when you try to have these discussions with other people, they try to minimize something and they like to change the narrative about stuff. At the end of the day, yes, Charles Barkley was the man in Phoenix. He played a short stint with Dr. J. But we all know Dr. J was well past his prime. He left Philadelphia and went to Phoenix. Then he went to a few other teams before he shut it down. But when Charles Barkley couldn't win in Phoenix, he did try to form a super team. That was one John Stockton 3-point away from going to the NBA Finals to face Michael Jordan. And he has been very critical of super teams. Now, at the end of the day, Nick Wright did bring something to my attention that I forgot about. Charles Barkley was on teams where they blew 3-1 leads and went up 2-0 and ended up losing, or 2-1 and they ended up blowing series, just like they blew that game in Utah. left John Stockton wide open to hit that three-pointer to go to the finals. So Charles Barkley has tried to go that direction. And for people that are trying to say, well, it's not the same thing because they were past it. Look, don't try that with me. If you're trying to win, you're trying to win. Doesn't matter what age you at, really. Because people try to add technicalities and stuff to certain things to try to justify a narrative or to try to win an argument. But he did it. He did it. And the same thing with that Lakers super team that had Kobe Bryant, Karl Malone, Shaquille O'Neal, and Gary Payton all on the same team. You talking about those four together that scored like maybe close to 100,000 points combined. Or they did score over 100. Yes. Karl Malone, Gary Payton, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal. They scored over 100,000 points combined. So stop it. They'll try to say that wasn't a super team. Yes, it was. The numbers alone in scoring they put up justifies that being a super team. Now, they ended up getting destroyed by the Detroit Pistons in the finals, but hey, it was still the super team. So don't try to bring that age into the equation shit, because I'm not going to let you get away with that shit. That don't work on me. It doesn't matter whether they was in year 3 or year 13, they still tried to do it, and Charles Barkley tried to do it because he couldn't get it done. Now, is he right about Kevin Durant that he wasn't the bus driver at those Golden State Warrior teams? You can make an argument he wasn't. But it's funny that the media is starting to admit that those were Stephen Curry's team, and Stephen Curry made Kevin Durant a better player. Or at least he helped him figure out how to get it done. That's fact. And it's funny now that these people are now starting to admit, well, maybe Kevin Durant shouldn't have got both of those finals MVPs. But I have to say this about Charles Barkley. I take what he says, I listen to it, and it's up to me whether I agree with it. But I think he does make valid points, but you can pick some of his points apart. Because I could just tell when he speaks, I hear a little bit of knowledge and fair criticism, but then at the same time, I still hear a little bit of envy, that green-eyed monster. And to say that Charles Barkley isn't jealous of some of these players who have won rings because he didn't get it done, that's a fucking lie. Need to be said. I'm real with mines. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion about the whole Charles Barkley and Kevin Durant situation. Charles Barkley, no matter how he tried to put a spin on it, he tried to do it. It just didn't work. Okay? You played on the same team at one time with two of the greatest NBA players of all time, Scottie Pippen and Hakeem. The only reason why people saying it wasn't a super team because they didn't go to the finals. What if they had got to the finals and beat Chicago? Then what? So that that's all I'm saying. Anyway, appreciate you listening. This your boy Town Biz. I'm out.